And welcome to today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslick of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. Stick around. We're going to be talking about a subject that some folks may find a little interesting. Other folks in the Christian world, Wayne, may have a little bit of consternation. Can I use that word?
Yeah, it's a big word for me.
A big word. Well, when we talk about casinos and gambling and things like that, you know, there are folks that, that are biblically based that will find issues with that. But you're not afraid of a little controversy and a little...
No, heck no. No, adds a little excitement to the show.
Adds a little excitement to the show. But first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the customer events that you do for your clients. I mean, you have a nice, healthy list, clients that you work with, and you do all kinds of crazy things with these folks. You have folks out with their handkerchiefs now. Is that what their handkerchiefs are?
Yeah, the today's retiree handkerchief. It does say on it, "I am a today's retiree." It's a little 20 by 20, and I have a contest that goes on continually. That their duty is to take this handkerchief, and when they do their traveling around the world in retirement, to take an interesting picture where they visit, holding it up. And then we have a contest, and every month I pick a winner. So as these pictures and stories come in, it's really neat to see what folks do. You know, they've saved their entire life, and now they're retired or semi-retired or whatever the case, and they're traveling to India or Canada or somewhere tropical, and they're sending pictures of them enjoying their travels, and it's really, really cool.
It is. You published some of those in your newsletter, and I've seen several of those photographs of folks in various places around the world.
You know, we're starting a new contest too, where we're, instead of the story behind the picture, we're going to put the picture and the name of the folks, and then we're going to have a contest of where they're at. We're going to have my clients try and guess, where they're visiting.
Oh, that sounds
neat. For another prize, I give monetary gift cards, each month to the winners of these contests. So yeah, there's a lot of competition out there, Richard. So we got to keep it interesting, and we have to show value, and we have to be worthwhile to our clients, and that's why we do these things.
Well, I was at your barbecue back in the summer. You had a nice barbecue with some of the other businesses in your complex there.
Yeah, we did a nice client appreciation event, had a few hundred people, and I forget the total, 300-400 people, live entertainment, delicious barbecue, desserts.
It was delicious.
Yeah, and it's a good event, and we'll try and do that annually. It's not cheap,
Yeah, I'm sure. But you also take clients out on the big lake, perch and walleye fishing?
I'm a big boater. We love boating, my family and I. And I like to take clients out generally weekly perch fishing on Fridays. We call it Client Fishing Fridays. We cover everything, all the food, bait. We take care of the cleaning of the fish. And then we also do client cruises. A lot of people don't fish, but they like to get out on the bay or lake, and we do sunset cruises on my boat also.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's a nice thing. Now, as we get into to the topic today, as we sort of led into that a little bit, but when folks think about going to casinos and gambling in particular,
which is where we're going. This is a client appreciation event.
Okay.
And I run it at Greyhound. So we're going to have 50, 60 of my clients and their guests, and we're going to Hollywood Casino in Toledo.
Okay.
And we do this annually. It's a really good time. It's a fun trip.
Okay. Now, you use this as entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, there are folks that have a real problem with gambling.
I know, and that's why we're talking about this today.
Right.
It's kind of ironic. There's, it's funny too, the different, and I'm not a big gambler. I lose $20 in about 2 minutes, and it kind of puts me in a bad mood. Some people like the slots or the penny slots, and some people like playing a little, dollar slots or blackjack or Texas Hold'em's the biggie now. But it's funny, different people have different thresholds as to how much they can lose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people put it at $40 or $50. If once they're down that, they're out, they're going home, or they're just going to, you know, have lunch or dinner and be done with the day.
Mm-hmm.
Others, you know, can be down thousands, and it doesn't bother them. So it really, you know, depends on the person, and others don't want to lose anything, so they don't gamble at all.
Right. Which sort of leads us to what our real topic of today is about, is risk and gambling with our resources, because most folks have worked hard throughout their working career to build a nest egg, and they have to be very careful with it.
Yeah, and I see this all the time, and for those folks that are opposed to gambling, or that may even talk down about it or look down at other people if they gamble, I look at their portfolio or their investment history, and sure enough, they're in the stock market. And I don't know if they don't understand that that's gambling also. I see folks investing in oil wells, gas wells, real estate investment trusts, you know, REITs, or IPOs, you know, initial public offerings of stock. And you know, those people that are against gambling, you know, some of them will be the first ones to get in on a Facebook IPO or the next hot, you know, new stock. And they're the same thing, in my opinion. Whether you're going to put $1 in a slot machine or $100,000 in the stock market, if you lose the $1 in the slot machine, you're down $1. If the stock market goes down 30% and you put $100,000 in, you're down $30,000. And it's funny that, you know, someone doesn't want to lose 200 in a casino, but they don't look at losing 30,000 as any big deal. You know, it's interesting to me.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. $30,000 to most folks is a really big deal.
And that's nothing. I mean, if you look at history and you look at what the market did in the early 2000s, and you look at what it did in end of 07 and 08 and early 09, there were people down hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, if you had $1 million invested, you know, you literally lost $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 over that 12 or 18 month period. That's real money.
Sure.
And some people never get it back.
Right. And that's the kind of gambling that you really have to be extra careful about, because that is your life savings and it is your retirement and how you are going to retire. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to continue this discussion on casinos, gambling, and stock markets and what you are doing. And then also, as we go through, we might talk about some places that are a little more safe than other places. We'll be back right after this.